How to be good with money. So it caught your attention. That shimmering leather jacket that suddenly popped up on the left corner of your screen. It looked gorgeous. You tried to ignore it and focus on the spreadsheet before you. But the lure of the jacket proved too much, and you clicked on the image. It takes you instantly to Amazon, where it is on sale for $100. You hover the pointer over the Buy Now button, and after a moment's hesitation, you click. However, did you really need that jacket? You are not alone in this battle. Several times a day, we are tempted to spend money on things that we don't necessarily need. According to investor.com, about 54% of American shoppers spend $100 or more on an impulse purchase, which surprisingly also makes up 40% of all online purchases. While it's exciting to click buy on the latest shiny object that attracts your attention, impulse buying is not good on your wallet. It's one of the more significant bad financial habits that keeps you from achieving your money goals. At the root of impulse buying and other unhealthy financial habits is a lack of self-control. It's never easy to break the chains of short-term gratification built over time, especially when you have gotten used to the easy pleasure of getting what you want when you want it. Hopefully, you have seen the consequences of your lack of self-control. A purchase here, a night out with friends there, and the occasional dinner at the fancy restaurant all seem like a small amount at the time, but over time these add up, and you will wonder where your paycheck goes every month. You have not made much progress towards your goals, and you are probably neck-deep in debt. You know you have a self-control problem, and the solution is plain old discipline. Without a fair amount of financial control, you will always struggle, whether you earn $20,000 or $500,000 a year. Becoming intentionally disciplined over your spending is tough, and it will require you to make a lot of changes. But it is also essential if you are to regain financial freedom. You will learn some strategies to tackle your lack of self-discipline head-on. The practical and straightforward tips listed here have helped many people develop discipline and regain a grip on their finances. Step 1. Set a goal. If you do not know where you are going, you will certainly get lost, and heaven forbid you end up in a serious situation. Set a financial goal as the first step to beating your lack of discipline, which hurts you in the long run. You probably have a few goals that money can help you accomplish, right? Setting goals helps you lay out your why. It gives you something to work towards, or in other words, a reason to be better with your money. Setting financial goals is a great way to figure out how you want to spend your money, how much you want to save, and how to improve your financial situation overall. Here are some steps to help you set financial goals. First, determine your current financial situation. Start by assessing your current financial situation, including your income, expenses, debt, and savings. This will give you a clear understanding of your starting point and help you set realistic goals. Second, identify your financial priorities. Consider your long-term and short-term financial goals, such as paying off debt, building an emergency fund, saving for a down payment on a house, or planning for retirement. Third, set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. Ensure that your financial goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and have a specific time frame. For example, instead of simply saying, "I want to save more money," a smart goal would be, "I want to save $500 per month for the next 6 months." As you set your goals, keep in mind that you want them to be measurable. You should also break down your big goals into small, easy-to-digest chunks so that you don't become overwhelmed by pursuing massive goals. A good place to start is to focus on getting 1% better each day. Step 2. Question every purchase. Learn to ask yourself hard questions before every single purchase. Do I need this to live? Can I do this without this item? If the item is essential to your survival, then ask if there is a less expensive option. You should ask this question whenever you are about to make a purchase. About every product you throw into your shopping cart online or offline is if the item in question isn't necessary for survival. Know that purchasing it will set you back financially. Putting this into practice will help you develop the habit of considering the negative consequences of your impulse purchases. Asking yourself questions before you buy something can help you spend your money more wisely and with more knowledge. Here are some questions you can ask yourself before making a purchase. First, do I need this item? Second, is this a want or a need? Third, can I afford this item right now? Fourth, will this purchase have a long-term benefit or just provide temporary satisfaction? Self-control grows when you can now decline purchases that you would have made quickly and without a second thought previously. With every penny you're about to spend, always ask if it is necessary for your survival. Do this every time. Do it consistently. Like a muscle, your self-control grows with each intentional consideration. Step 3. Create a budget. Unlike a shopping spree, there's nothing glamorous about a budget plan. But if you must get a grip on your finances and be disciplined, a budget is absolutely needed. A budget will help you decide what you want to do with your money, what you need to do, and how you want to spend your time. You can now control your spending and avoid unnecessary purchases. Creating a budget compels you to scrutinize your spending habits. You will notice all the frivolous items you spend money on. You will notice all the nonsense items you spend money on. Step 4. Keep track of your expenses. If you don't devise the means of tracking your spending and knowing where your money is going, it won't be long before you will feel you've lost control. It's one thing to draft a budget, and quite another to stick to it. Tracking and monitoring every penny that leaves your pocket carefully ensures you to stick to the budget like white on paper. Luckily, tracking and spending doesn't have to be complicated and time-consuming. Here are several ways to keep track of your expenses. First, use a spreadsheet or budgeting software to record all expenses and categorize them. Second, keep receipts and review them regularly to ensure all expenses are accounted for. Third, set a budget and regularly monitor spending against it. Nerdy tip: if you find your budget is way out of whack, look closely at those items you have classified as needs and consider negotiating, refinancing, or downgrading. Step 5. Use cash and ditch the plastic. Since you don't part with cash when you pay with credit or debit card, it often doesn't feel like real money. Once the transaction goes through, your mind abstracts it, and you don't feel as if you spent anything. Fueled by a lack of control, this often spells disaster. A swipe here and a swipe there, you won't realize how much you spent until you discover that your minimum credit card repayment is on the high side. The consequences are an increased debt load, which can take you years to pay back and effectively derailing your financial plans. On the contrary, when you pay with cash, you will feel your hard-earned money physically leave your hands, and you'll be more reluctant to let it go. Ditch the credit card for a while and use cash only for spending. We can absolutely guarantee that you will notice the difference. Cash also makes budgeting easier too. When you have exhausted the cash allocated for a category of expenses, you don't anymore. You will find a way to make it until the end of the month and use that experience to spend more carefully in the future. Step 6. Stay away from temptation. You should know your triggers and avoid places that will make you spend on stuff you don't need. This could be shopping malls or online sites like Amazon. It can also be spending time with friends on a Friday. Unsubscribe from online store emails and keep away from shopping sites when browsing the internet. By avoiding the places where you are tempted to spend money on, you won't have the struggle against the urge to spend, and you will keep more of your money where it could serve you. Here are some tips for resisting and fleeing from temptations. First, replace with positive habits. Replace the temptation with a positive habit or activity. Second, practice self-control. Use willpower and self-control to resist temptation. Practice mindfulness and focus on your goals to help you stay on track. In conclusion, it is part of human nature to want and gratify desires instantly. Choosing a long-term gratification is harder, but it's always the better choice. Financial self-control is the superpower that needs to be developed to always choose long-term gains over short-term pleasures. Thank you for watching Legend Finance. If you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you don't mind, I hope you can share this video to a friend in need of advice. Thank you, and I will see you all in the next one.